Hello and good morning YouTube, I'm Warren from Timbers Flooring, and today I'm in Saxmundham, and it's quite a special day this really for me, because I've arrived today at my very first ever job, which I done 20 years ago. So Timbers Flooring has been going 20 years now, and look at this floor that I done 20 years ago. I mean, that's really not in bad condition. So this is what I'm doing today. A pine floor, which I stained 20 years ago. I fully stained it and treated it. And obviously the customer had a wall here, an understair wall, which he's now had taken out. So that's hence why I'm here, is to try and blend this in. But actually the best way to blend it in is to sand the whole floor again. And blend it all in with a light oak stain again. So yeah, so it's fantastic coming back to a job which I've done 20 years ago, but it really is still in very good condition after 20 years. So I'm very happy. It makes me feel good about myself that I do some good work which lasts, because I don't actually get to go back to many houses after I've done them. So it's actually really good to come back after all this time and just see what I've done. So anyway, I'm going to show you the process of what we're going to do. So I'm going to start sanding that hallway with about a 40 grit to get off the old finish, move on to a 60 and then 120 or 100 I may do, and then get the edges out and we'll see. But I'll do the time lapses, show you the process as we go in. I'll talk you through it, and yeah, stick along. See you in a minute. Right, quite a warm one today. I've done the 40 grit on the floor, it's come up well. Obviously I've got to get the edges, but no, it's coming up really well to start with. Obviously I've got to marry this in as well here. So what I'm going to do now is go straight onto the 60 grits over the middle, and then I'll concentrate on the edges. I'll probably do a 40 grit on the edges to start with, to get the stuff off, and then whiz over again with like a 60 or 100 grit, whatever leaves less sanding marks. Yeah, I'll do that now. Keep doing the time lapses for you. But yeah, it's hot today. It's hot. I don't know, with that van, my aircon stopped in a living van, hasn't it? So I was already sweating before I got to the job. But anyway, I'm here, I'm doing it. Anyway, let's get cracking on this, alright? See you in a minute. that's now the 40 grits done on the edges. I'm now going to do the file sanding with that machine to get out these corners, these little corners. So I'm going to get all them out now. There's quite a few in this little hallway. Do that now. But no, really happy with how it's coming out. After I've done the file sanding, I'll then go on to edging, and I'm going to try and do it with 100 grit to make the sanding marks, scratches a lot less, because I'm going to be staining this floor a darker colour, so the sanding marks really do need to come out. It's really important when you stain. So yeah, stick with us and I'll put it on time lapse again. See you in a bit. So, you know it's a good job when you get fed and watered. Cup of tea, homemade flapjack. Top of here. Right, so I've done a 40 grit, 100 grit on the edges. It's going to come up really nice and smooth, and there's not a lot of scratch marks from the abrasives on the edges now with that 100 grit after the 40, so that's good. I was thinking I might have had to done another sand, but that's gone well there. All I've got left to do now is the main sand, again all through the middle of the floor with 120 grit we're going to try and go with. Actually no, I might go with 100 grit. Yeah, we'll go with 100 grit I think, just to even it off and make it smoother. But yeah, it's going really well, really happy with it. So I'm just going to sand the whole middle now, finish this off, and then put some stain on. So the stain they're going to have is a Morell's, I think it's light oak stain, Morell's light oak stain, light fast I think they call it. So yeah, I'll do a little time lapse of that as well. So stick with us, see you in a bit. Reached a crucial part of the job now. I've just done some samples for the customer with this Morell's Light Fast stain in light oak, and it is a very nice looking stain. However, the customer wants it looking like this floor, and the two are actually quite different. I thought this was a light oak, so So I'm going to sand this off because she doesn't like this colour stain. She wants it to match her furniture, which is understandable. So I'm just going to whiz out now and get a walnut or a dark oak to see which one is closest. And then I'll then get it on the floor and then oil up after that. So stick with us while I go and get the stain, and I'll be back in a bit. Right, so I'm back. I've just got the samples on the floor. So we have here a walnut. This one's a walnut. This one's a dark oak. And this one's a light oak. So we know the customer doesn't like this one. So it's between the dark oak and the walnut. I know which one I prefer. But let's see what the customer wants. So I've done all the staining. The customer chose walnut in the end, so it was the one that I preferred actually. So I'm glad she chose that. It looks really good. And this is just the raw stain. So like I said, it's a Morel's light fast stain in walnut. So if any of you need to buy that for your floors, you just check up, go online, look for Morel's, and it's a light fast stain is their range of colours. And this is walnut, so this will become more vibrant once the Hardwax oil is going on, so that's what I'm using, a Morel's Hardwax oil as well. just a clear one over the top of all this. I'll give it a bit of a depth, so I'll bring out the grain a bit and give it a tiny bit of sheen. But no, it's looking really, really nice, and really happy with how it's going. Customer's really happy. So yeah, this was the floor that I had to try and match up, and it's pretty close. Be closer once we get the oil on. So yeah, this is a 20-year-old floor, and this is brand new now. So yeah, brilliant. Right, that's the stain on and one coat of Hardwax oil. It's come up really well. It's come up really nice. It's quite dark in here, but so you can't really see it very well now. But I'll get some good video shots of it in a bit. But yeah, have a look at this. So this is the first coat, so it's not finished. But yeah, so what I've got to do now is light sand the floor, because after a first coat of any product you put on, it tends to come up a little bit rough. So you need to now put on just light sand the floor very, very finely, 120 grit mesh screen. That will just take the little nibs, little tiny hairs in the wood which have been risen by the liquid that's gone on the floor, like the Hardwax oil or a lacquer, whatever you're using. So we're going to go over this floor with the grain. You can do this yourself with like 120 grit sandpaper and just rub it very lightly, very quickly, just to make it smooth. And I'll be doing that, but with a buffer. It just tends to do it a lot quicker, and I don't have to bend over and run my knees. So do that, give it a good hoover up, and then we're ready for the final coat of Hardwax oil to go on, which I will put on nice and thick and even. Should look really nice. So anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed watching me do this small little hallway, which I've done 20 years ago. I can't believe it's 20 years ago I last done this floor, but it goes to show it lasted really well. It didn't even need doing. It was only because of the bit over there that needed marrying in. But yeah, no, it's been brilliant, and the customer's been lovely as well, supplying me with drinks and teas and a bit of flapjack, so it's lovely. But yeah, anyway, keep in touch, comment below, share it if you want to share it, subscribe if you can, and I'll see you for the next one. See you later. another job, jobbed.